During my heat cycle, I was being followed by a rogue beastman. I forced myself to run to my childhood friend's door, but I entered the wrong password 3 times. Just as I was getting desperate, bullet comments flashed for my eyes. Stop wasting your time. The password was changed by the female lead ages ago. LOL. The male and female leads are going at it on the dining room table. Right now. Who has time to deal with you? You annoying side character. Can't wait for the side character to leave and get caught by the rogue beastman. Marked and sold to a brothel. Did anyone notice that the villain Nathan is watching the side character through surveillance? From across the hall? He seems to have a crush on her, which is why he goes crazy fighting the main couple after she dies. If only the side character turned around and knocked on a different door, she wouldn't lose her life. The villain is a snake beastman. If nothing else, he's definitely got one more thing than the male lead. I froze in place. Then I actually turned around and raised my hand to knock on a different door. But before my finger could touch the door, it opened, revealing a brooding stern face and broad muscular bosom. I didn't expect Nathan to suddenly open the door. After looking up and surprised, I saw his somewhat brooding stern face. Honestly, Nathan was actually much better looking than my childhood friend Derek. And whether it was family background or personal ability, he was stronger than Derek in every way. But his aura was just too brooding and cold. So even though he and Derek were good friends, I'd always been a bit afraid of him. I usually barely dared to talk to Nathan. Right now, I was too flustered to look at him. I didn't know how to explain suddenly coming to find him. When I looked down, I caught sight of his open robe collar, revealing a large expanse of fur halbum. I couldn't help but catch my breath. I instinctively looked at the bullet comments. The comments were flying by at lightning speed. The villain's speed is incredible. The side character hasn't even knocked yet, and he's already eagerly opened the door. He even made sure to pull open his robe to show off his bosom. Before opening, I'm dying. The villain trying to tempt the side character is confirmed. That robe is so loose it's about to fall to the floor. Seduction, blatant seduction. Side character, go pounce on him and ravage him. Show him the consequences of seducing you. The villain is so generous. As expected of a snake bee man. That waist looks very powerful. I felt even hotter. Nathan's face flashed with embarrassment. He seemed to regret opening the door too early. But soon he frowned and looked at me. Seriously, you're in heat? I nodded weakly. I explained to him, there's a rogue beastman following me outside. I didn't dare go home alone, so I wanted to find Derek. But he doesn't seem to be home. Do you have any surprise since I'm feeling really awful right now? As I spoke, I couldn't help tugging at my collar. This was my first heat cycle since becoming an adult. I didn't expect it to be this uncomfortable. Hearing my words, Nathan looked coldly at the door across the hall. Then he said loudly, suppressions. Why would I have that kind of thing? Do you need me to take you to the hospital? The bullet comments immediately went crazy. Like heck, he doesn't have suppressions. Who was injecting himself like a pin cushion with suppressions when he could control his desire for the side character, asking if she wants to go to the hospital, while his eyes look like he wants to devour her right now. TSK, I don't believe you for a second. Even if you don't have any at home, ordering delivery would take 10 minutes max, right? Your intentions are so obvious. Seeing the bullet comments, I was about to answer Nathan when my body suddenly went limp like noodles, and I fell forward. Oh no. The heat wave was too intense. I was losing control. Nathan quickly caught me in his arms. I stumbled and my lips pressed directly against his right bosom. Nathan instantly froze in place. But I immediately felt like a thirsty person who'd found water, instinctively pressing closer to Nathan's bosom. So cool and refreshing. After Nathan was stunned for a few seconds, he scooped me up horizontally and kicked the door shut behind him. After entering the house, Nathan carried me toward the bathroom. But to relieve the burning sensation, I instinctively started pulling at his clothes. Nathan was already wearing a loose robe. With my tugging, the robe completely came undone, revealing his defined abs and what looked like bulging black underwear. The bullet comments seemed to be flying even faster, but I had no time to look at what the comments were saying. My mind was filled with only one thought: using the person in front of me to relieve this burning sensation. Nathan also seemed to be struggling. In just those dozen or so meters, he walked with great difficulty. As my hands roamed over his body, I vaguely heard him ask in a hoarse, restrained voice, "Sarah, do you know what you're doing?" I only replied vaguely, "I know I'm using you to relieve this burning sensation." The next moment, Nathan said to me in a heavy tone, "Sarah, I'm an honest, decent beast man. My pure body is meant for my future wife. If you keep this up, you'll have to take responsibility." His words were too long. I couldn't understand them at all. I just randomly hummed in response, continuing to nibble on his collarbone. Suddenly, my body was thrown into ice-cold water. The cold water shocked me back to partial consciousness. Then I found Nathan with his robe hanging around his waist, staring at me with dark eyes. And his collarbone had several red bite marks. I immediately shivered all over. I didn't mean to. Although the bullet comments said Nathan had a crush on me, his current gloomy expression looked more like he wanted to kill me. Hearing my words, Nathan's expression indeed became even colder. But the next moment, he suddenly started taking off his robe while saying, "Sarah, remember what you just said?" After speaking, he stepped into the bathtub with his long legs. Then he pulled me into his arms and kissed me deeply. I was stunned for a moment. Then, driven by desire, I responded passionately. When I regained consciousness, it was already the next morning. As heat cycles last 3 days and get more intense each time, Nathan was still beside me. When I came to, seeing me wake up, his face flashed with nervousness. His voice was gentle and hoarse as he asked, "You're awake? Want to eat something to replenish your strength?" I was stunned and turned away awkwardly, not daring to look at him. But seeing me like this, Nathan's face went pale. Then he suddenly choked up and asked, "You regret it, don't you?" I knew it. I knew you hated me the most. You definitely regret it when you woke up. As he spoke, he suddenly flipped out of bed and ran toward the window. While pushing open the window, he turned back to me with tears and said, "I've lost my purity. No female will ever want me now. I might as well die." With that, he was about to climb out the window and jump. I was completely stunned. Then I forced my sore body to roll out of bed and grabbed his arm. "What are you doing? I never said I regretted it. Weren't you supposed to be some lullaby? Why are you suddenly being so dramatic?" Hearing my words, Nathan turned back with teary eyes. He asked in disbelief, "Really? You really don't regret it?" I immediately shook my head frantically. "No, I really don't regret it." But my eyes couldn't help staring at his tear-stained face. I didn't expect this guy to look so beautiful, even when crying. It was quite heartbreaking. It even gave me an unconscious urge to ravage him some more. Only then did Nathan relax. Then he questioned me again. "Then when you woke up and saw it was me, why wouldn't you even look at me? Are you disgusted that I'm a cold snake beast man?" Hearing this, I quickly explained I'm not. I was just shy and embarrassed to look at you. You really misunderstood. Nathan finally smiled through his tears and quickly closed the window. Then he said to me, "So that's what it was. I thought you were disgusted with me. I'm telling you, I gave you my pure body. If you don't take responsibility, I won't live. My family says a man's purity is the best story. Anyway, you can never abandon me." I didn't expect Nathan to be such a traditionalist. So I quickly nodded, "Don't worry. I'll definitely take responsibility. We'll get married after my heat cycle ends." But Nathan urgently said to me, "Why wait until the heat cycle ends? Are you still thinking about Derek? I knew you were just shushing me off. I won't live anymore." Wow. Seeing his tears come so easily, I was scared. "Don't cry. I'm not brushing you off." Nathan immediately stared at me. "Then apply for marriage right now. Once the marriage application goes through, we'll be legal spouses. Only then will it be proper for me to accompany you through your heat cycle." Under the desperate, tearful gaze of the towering snake beast man, I had no choice but to open my personal terminal. The glowing holographic screen projected a soft blue light between us. My fingers were still trembling slightly, a lingering aftereffect of the heat cycle's first wave, but Nathan was already hovering over my shoulder. The cool, refreshing scent of mint and wet earth drifted from his skin, instantly soothing the dry itch in my throat. "Where is the application?" Nathan asked, his voice cracking slightly as if he might break into another fit of weeping if I hesitated for even a second. He pointed a trembling, pale finger at the screen. "There. The Civil Affairs Bureau. Portal. You aren't trying to delay, are you?" Before I could answer, a fresh wave of bullet comments flickered across my vision like a neon scrolling marquee. "Oh my god, look at his face. He's literally holding his breath. The villain's acting skills are Oscar-worthy. If he doesn't get a marriage certificate in the next 30 seconds, he's going to accidentally fall out the window again. Did anyone notice his tail? Look down. Under his robe, his green snake tail is practically vibrating with excitement. He's literally wagging his tail like a puppy while pretending to be a delicate flower. Seductive green tea snake. I love it. Sister, sign it. Lock him down." I instinctively glanced down. Sure enough, beneath the hem of the loose dark robe he had hastily pulled back on, a thick emerald green tail was peeking out, twitching and coiling around my ankle in a subtle, possessive grip. When he noticed me looking down, Nathan quickly retracted the tail, his face turning an even brighter shade of crimson. He bit his lower lip, looking thoroughly aggrieved. "If you really find my beast form ugly, I can keep it hidden. I won't let it disgust you." "No, it's not ugly," I sighed, feeling a mixture of helplessness and amusement. I opened the marriage registration page. I was just looking. "Let's register." As soon as I clicked the Apply for Union button, the terminal prompted for dual biometric authorization. Nathan didn't hesitate. He immediately grabbed my hand, pressing his thumb against mine over the scanner. A sharp ding echoed through the quiet room. Identity verified. Citizen Nathan, Serpent Clan S grade, and Citizen Sarah, Feline Clan B grade, have successfully registered their marriage. Congratulations on your lifetime partnership. The mechanical voice of the AI system sounded like music to Nathan's ears. The despair on his face vanished instantly, replaced by a look of sheer, unadulterated smugness. He stared at the digital certificate, his eyes glowing with a faint, slit-pupil golden light. Ahaha! Look at his expression now. The I might as well die act disappeared. Faster than a bullet train. The villain has successfully acquired a wife. Mission accomplished. Wait, did the system say S grade? Holy crap, our side character struck gold. Derek is only an A-grade wolf beastman and he thinks he's the king of the world. Derek is currently busy being a dining table enthusiast anyway. He doesn't even know his childhood friend just got married to the strongest villain in the district. We're married, Nathan whispered, his voice suddenly dropping an octave, losing all of its previous fragility. He leaned in, his broad chest pressing against my back as his arms wrapped around my waist. The cool sensation of his skin was like an ice pack to my rising body temperature. You can't back out now, Sarah. You're mine. My body shivered as the second wave of my heat cycle crashed over me like a tidal wave. My vision blurred, and the bullet comments began to spin. Nathan. I gasped, my fingers clutching his forearms. The heat, it's coming back. I know, he murmured against my ear, his tongue flicking out slightly, a classic snake beastman habit, to taste the pheromones in the air. Don't worry, I'll take very good care of my wife. A snake beastman's body temperature is naturally low, making them the ultimate antidote for a feline beastman in heat. Over the next 3 days, my world narrowed down to the confines of Nathan's massive dim bedroom. The curtains were drawn tightly, blocking out all sunlight. The room was filled with soft, plush blankets, but the most comfortable thing in the room was Nathan himself. Whenever the burning sensation became unbearable, I would instinctively seek out his cool skin. He was incredibly patient, letting me cling to him like a vine. His green tail, smooth and cool to the touch, would wrap gently around my thighs and waist, anchoring me to him. However, the bullet comments kept me thoroughly entertained during my brief moments of lucidity. Look at him pretending to be exhausted. Oh, Sarah, you're so aggressive, my body hurts. Meanwhile, he's the one who locked the door and threw the key under the bed. He literally ordered 3 boxes of S-grade nutritional supplements while she was asleep. This snake has infinite stamina. Can we talk about the rogue beastman outside? The one that was following Sarah? Oh, that guy? He was captured by Nathan's private security guard on the first night. He's currently being interrogated in the basement. Nathan is not a nice guy to anyone who touches his property. Serves him right. But I want to see Derek's reaction when he finds out Sarah is gone. On the afternoon of the 3rd day, the heat wave finally began to recede, leaving my body exhausted but thoroughly satisfied. I woke up to the smell of chicken broth. Nathan was sitting on the edge of the bed, wearing a neatly buttoned black shirt, though the top 3 buttons were left strategically open, revealing his collarbone, which was still covered in the fading red marks I had left. He was holding a bowl of soup, looking at me with soft, devoted eyes. You're awake, he said softly, blowing on the soup before offering a spoonful to my lips. Eat some. You've had a rough 3 days. You don't look very tired, I mumbled, swallowing the warm soup. His physical stamina was honestly terrifying. Nathan's eyes flickered, and he immediately lowered his head, looking slightly weary. Actually, my back is a bit sore. But as long as you are feeling better, it was worth it. I don't mind sacrificing my body for my wife. Green tea. He's doing it again. Sister, don't believe him. His tail is literally wagging under the blanket right now. He's so dramatic, I love him. Please pamper your dramatic snake husband. I couldn't help but smile. Reaching out, I cupped his cheek. Thank you, Nathan. You did a great job. His eyes lit up instantly, and he leaned into my palm like a giant, affectionate, scale-covered cat. Then can I have a kiss? Before I could answer, my terminal on the nightstand suddenly buzzed violently. A holographic projection popped up, displaying the name, Derek. The atmosphere in the room froze instantly. Nathan's soft, puppy dog expression vanished in a fraction of a second. His eyes narrowed into thin, dangerous slits, and the ambient temperature in the room plummeted. The green tail beneath the blanket tensed, wrapping tightly around my ankle as if trying to pull me away from the device. I looked at the terminal. There were 3 missed calls from Derek and a string of text messages. Sarah, where are you? Why did you try to break into my house 3 days ago? Elena said she saw you hovering around our door. Don't tell me you're still trying to use your heat cycle to trap me? I've told you 100 times, we are only childhood friends. I love Elena. Reading the messages, I felt a wave of disgust. In the past, the original Sarah had indeed been blindly infatuated with Derek, constantly running after him and ignoring his cold treatment. But now that I had the bullet comments and my own sanity, I could see how incredibly narcissistic he was. Wow, Derek is really something else. He and Elena spent 3 days doing it on the table, and the moment they're done, he checks his security log and immediately assumes Sarah is trying to seduce him. He doesn't even care that a B-grade feline beastman in heat was wandering outside his door alone. If it weren't for Nathan, Sarah would have been caught by that rogue beastman. Let him have it, Sarah. Show him your new marriage certificate. Nathan's hand reached out, his long fingers hovering over the decline button. Do you want me to handle him? He asked, his voice dripping with venom. I can make him disappear from this district by tomorrow. No need to do anything illegal, I said, catching his hand. Let's answer it. I want to clear things up once and for all. I tapped the accept button. Derek's face appeared in the holographic projection. He was wearing a loose t-shirt, looking somewhat disheveled but carrying his usual arrogant expression. Behind him, on the couch, a female beastman with soft rabbit ears, Elena, the female lead, was sipping tea, looking toward the camera with a smug, victorious smile. Sarah, you finally answered, Derek said, his tone impatient. Look, I know you. We're in heat. But you can't just try to guess my password and disturb my privacy. Elena was very upset. If you need suppressants, you should have gone to the hospital instead of trying to force your way into my apartment. Elena chimed in, her voice sweet but laced with mockery. Yes, Sarah. Derek belongs to me now. We are going to apply for marriage next week. You should really learn to respect yourself. I stared at them, feeling absolutely nothing but amusement. First of all, I said calmly, I entered the wrong password because my brain was foggy from the heat, and I forgot you changed it. Second, I don't need your suppressants. And third, congratulations on your upcoming marriage. But you're a bit late. Derek frowned. What do you mean late? I leaned back against the headboard. Nathan immediately understood his cue. Slid closer, wrapping his thick, muscular arm around my shoulders purposely, pulling his collar down a bit more to display the prominent bite marks on his neck. It means, Nathan said, his voice cold and arrogant, she is already registered with me. Derek's jaw dropped. He stared at Nathan, his eyes widening in sheer disbelief. Nathan? Why are you in her room? And what did you just say? I said Sarah is my wife, Nathan sneered, his golden eyes flashing with S-grade suppression. The pressure was so intense that even through the screen, Derek instinctively flinched, his wolf ears twitching in fear. We registered our marriage 3 days ago. So, please stop calling my wife Derek. It's highly inappropriate. The silence on the other end of the line was deafening. Derek's face turned from pale to red, then to an ugly shade of purple. He looked at Nathan, then at me, his voice shaking. Sarah, is this some kind of joke? Nathan is a snake beast man. He's cold-blooded, ruthless, and you've always been afraid of him. How could you marry him? Elena also lost her smug smile. She stared at Nathan's luxurious apartment background, then at his handsome, brooding face. In the original novel, Nathan was the mysterious, powerful villain whom everyone feared but secretly coveted. For Sarah to suddenly end up with him was completely outside her calculations. It's true, I said, showing the digital marriage certificate on my terminal. We are legally married. So Derek, don't worry about me trapping you anymore. I have a much better husband now. Aha. Look at Derek's face. He looks like he swallowed a fly. The male lead's fragile ego has been shattered into a million pieces. Elena looks so jealous. She thought she was the queen of the world by snagging an A-grade wolf, but Sarah just casually married an S-grade powerhouse. Nathan's shoulder shrug is so petty, I love it. He's literally squeezing Sarah closer to make sure Derek sees everything. We have to go now, Nathan said smoothly, not giving Derek a chance to speak. My wife is still recovering, and I need to feed her. Goodbye. He swiped his hand, cutting off the call. The moment the screen went black, Nathan's terrifying aura vanished. He turned to me, his eyes wide and anxious. Sarah, did I speak too harshly? Are you mad that I talked to your childhood friend like that? Do you still have feelings for him? He looked so pitiful, as if he were about to cry again. I couldn't help but laugh. I pulled him down by his collar and kissed his cheek. No, you did great. I don't have any feelings for him. I only care about my husband. Nathan's eyes sparkled. He buried his face in my neck, his hot breath tickling my skin. Then, can we go to my family's estate tomorrow? I want to show you. Off to my parents. They've been worrying that I'd be single forever because of my bad temper. Of course, I smiled. Let's go tomorrow. The next day, Nathan insisted on driving us to the Serpent Clan's main estate. The estate was located in the most prestigious district of the city, a massive, modern mansion surrounded by lush green gardens. As soon as the car pulled up, I saw a middle-aged couple standing at the entrance, looking anxious. When we stepped out of the car, the middle-aged woman, Nathan's mother, practically ran toward us. She had elegant green scales tracing her cheekbones. "Oh my God, it's true," she cried, grabbing my hands. "A female actually married my gloomy son. Sarah, right? Thank you. Thank you for saving our family from line extinction." Nathan's father, a tall, stern-looking snake beastman, also nodded solemnly. "Sarah, if Nathan ever behaves badly or scares you with his temper, just tell us. We will beat him up for you." Nathan stood behind me, looking incredibly aggrieved. "Father, mother, I am a very gentle and obedient husband. I would never scare Sarah." LMAO, his parents know exactly what kind of drama queen he is. The Serpent Clan is so wholesome. They're literally treating Sarah like a savior. Wait, look at the gate. Isn't that Derek and Elena? I turned around. Sure enough, a sleek sports car had pulled up near the estate gates. Derek and Elena stepped out, carrying some gifts. It seemed they were here to visit a neighboring estate, but had stopped when they saw us. Derek walked over, his expression complex. "Nathan. Uncle, Aunt. I didn't know. You were hosting a family gathering." Elena looked at the massive mansion, her eyes filled with envy. She tried to smile sweetly. "Hi, Sarah. We were just passing by. I didn't expect Nathan's family to accept a B-grade feline so easily. Usually S-grade families are very strict about gene matching." Her words were clearly meant to imply that I wasn't good enough for Nathan. Before I could speak, Nathan's mother narrowed her eyes. Her S-grade aura flared slightly, instantly making Elena pale. "Gene matching?" Nathan's mother sneered. "What rubbish. In our family, love is the only thing that matters. Besides, Sarah is beautiful, polite, and has excellent taste, unlike some people who can't keep their eyes on their own business." Nathan's father added coldly, "This is private property. Uninvited guests should leave." Derek's face burned with embarrassment. He grabbed Elena's hand, muttering an apology, and practically dragged her back to their car. As their car sped away, the bullet comments cheered. Ding. Green tea rabbit and narcissistic wolf successfully slapped in the face. The mother-in-law is a savage. I love this family. Now please go back inside and give us more fluff. The wedding ceremony must be grand. Nathan wrapped his arm around my waist, his green tail creeping out to touch my hand reassuringly. "Don't worry about them, Sarah. From now on, nobody will ever dare to look down on you." I looked up at his handsome, devoted face, and then at the warm, welcoming smiles of his parents. The fear and anxiety I had felt 3 days ago, running for my life in the cold streets, felt like a lifetime away. "I know," I smiled, leaning into his side. "I'm not worried at all. With my clingy snake husband by my side and a bright future ahead, my life as a side character had officially become the main event."